Hey guys, Black Ass Gamer here, coming to you with a new kind of video that's not me playing old school video games all the damn time. I want to show you my computer. Now I recently bought a new case. Previously I was using the Max Blade, the yellow edition, but I recently upgraded. I now have a CoolerMaster H500M, and I'm going to put it together for you guys, show you what my rig's going to look like once I'm done putting it together. So it's an exciting video and I can't wait to show you guys. The motherboard that I'm going to be using is the B350M by MSI. This motherboard is an AM4 chip motherboard. The AM4 CPU that I'm going to put in here is going to be the Ryzen 2700X. Now before you put in the Ryzen 2700X or any second generation Ryzen, be sure to update your BIOS. If you don't update your BIOS with this motherboard to use a second generation Ryzen, it's not going to work. Another thing that this motherboard comes with is 2 DDR4 slots for your memory. It can support up to 32 gigs of memory on this motherboard. I'm only going to be using 20. You have 3 places where you can plug in your fans. The first place is down here. I'm going to be using this right here to plug in my top fans and then my front fans. I have a splitter, so it's going to be able to plug in all 5 of the fans. You also have a fan slot right here. This is usually where I plug in my side fan. And then you have another fan spot right here at the top. This is for your CPU fan. This is absolutely for your CPU fan. This is where you want to plug it in right here. And then you have 3 PCIe slots. You have one right here. This is for your standard PCIe slot, and you also have another standard one right here as well. And then you also have a 16 PCIe slot right here. This is where you're going to want to plug in your graphics card. So now that I went over the motherboard, let's go ahead and put it in and start the build. As I set up my motherboard, you can kind of see what I'm working with. There's my CPU, the Ryzen 2700X. I love this CPU. It works very well, good for gaming, good for streaming. I also have 2 sticks of RAMs, one 4GB and another one is 16GB. I originally have 2 4GB, but I upgraded one of them into a 16. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and install my power supply. One thing I want to note about the power supply on this case particularly is that there's kind of a little mount that you have to screw your power supply into. Then once you screw your power supply into that mount, you put everything back into the case. The power supply that I'm working with is 700 watts. It's manufactured by Thermaltake. It is RGB, but the only place you can control it from is from the power supply itself. So I went ahead and finished putting the case together off screen. You can see my 3 fans at the top. They're not RGB, but they are LED lights. I have 2 blues and 1 red, and they do turn on when the computer turns on. And I do not use the stock CPU cooler that came with my CPU. I bought a CoolerMaster liquid cooler, and it does utilizes RGB LED lights for the side fan and the liquid cooler. You can say that my GPU is the second heart that complements my CPU. I am currently using the ASUS GTX 1060 with 6GB of VRAM. It's a little off color from the rest of my case since everything else around it is black, but this is a very good GPU. Now it's not a GTX 1080 Ti, but it runs video games that came out recently very well at 60 frames per second at 1080p. There's a couple of things I want to go over with this build before I actually turn it on and show you everything. The first thing I want to show you is the front cover. The front cover that I'm presenting right now is a mesh front cover. This actually improves airflow, and this is the front cover I decided not to use because I don't like how it looks. I'm not too concerned about airflow, but if you are a computer builder who is concerned about airflow, this mesh cover is actually going to be what you're going to want to use. Now there's also a glass cover as well that I have on the computer right now. In my opinion, it looks a lot better. Now it doesn't give you the best airflow. It only makes like not even a significant difference in temperature, to be honest with you. But it looks better in my opinion. And then on the side of the glass cover, there's 2 mesh-like things on the side that can help you flow air in and out of the computer. The second thing I want to go over with this case is the USB 3.0s and the USB-C that comes in the front. You have 4 USB 3.0s in the front of the case, and you have a USB-C in the front of the case as well. I wouldn't recommend putting anything with wires just to make it look nice, but if you're going to plug in like a wireless mouse or a wireless keyboard, you can definitely plug that in right there into the USB 3.0. I think it's a really nice tool to have that many ports in the front of the case. A lot of cases you only come with 2 or 3. This one comes with 4 and a USB-C, so that's 5 places where you can plug in things. After 2 hours of pure frustration, I was finally able to get everything installed. Let's go ahead and take a look and turn on the computer. Alright guys, that's my video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed building it. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of my computer. I'm also going to put a parts list in the description so that you guys can know what I put in it, since I didn't go over it too well when I was building it. But thank you for watching.